Hola! Today's video is a race against the clock because I don't have a lot of time. Lunch is almost over. So I'm going to get the first half done as quickly as I can. This is lesson 0.2. It's a quick review of Spanish 1. Again, if you're looking for the full lesson, you can find the lesson elsewhere, but this is just a review for my Spanish 2 students of Spanish 1 stuff. Quickly here, I want to mention subject pronouns. We all know the subject of the sentence. A subject of the sentence is the one that's doing the action of the verb. In Spanish, we have a list of subject pronouns that we often put into this grid. And your Spanish 1 teacher may or may not have explained to you how this grid works, so let me explain real quick. On this side, we use singulars, singular verbs, like, singular subject pronouns, like I, which in Spanish is yo. Comes from the word ego, but that's a whole different story. Yo, for I. If you're talking to a friend, informal person, your pet dog, your friend, some kids, we use tú for you. Now down here, we have él, which means he, ella, she, some places ella, ella, and we have usted, which is the formal you. Formal as opposed to the informal. Informal for casual friends, usted, formal. Now sometimes you'll see usted abbreviated, UD, or some of the older stuff will have a capital V and the letter D, stands for Vuestra Merced, that's the origin of the word. That doesn't really matter. So these are your singular subject pronouns. I, you, he, she, and you formal. Yo, tú, and ella, usted. Now going this way, I'll mention that if you're familiar with language, you'll recognize that this is the first person, like when your English teacher teaches you in books about, is this written in the first person or the third person? First person, second person, third person. So third person singular, él, ella, usted. Okay, let's go over here. Let's go to the plurals. The plural version of yo, not I, but I plural, would be nosotros, we, nosotros. Now, if it's a group of all girls and they want to say we, they would say nosotras. Nosotros, we. Now in Spain, if you're talking to a group of friends and you want to be casual about it, vosotros. So like all y'all, hey guys, vosotros, vosotros. And again, if it's all girls you're talking to, vosotras. Now in Latin America, most all of Latin America, we don't use the vosotros. We'll get to what we use there in just a moment. The plural of he, ellos. The plural of she, if it's they and it's a bunch of girls, it's ellas. And if you're using usted with a bunch of people, ustedes, often abbreviated UDS period. Now, if it's plural guys and girls, it would go to ellos. So it's like that, like that. If it's a mix, it'll go up there. I mentioned that in Spain we use vosotros, but most everybody else uses ustedes. Ustedes for you guys. Now that looks more complicated than it is, but I just wanted to mention those things. Yo, tú, ella y usted, nosotros, vosotros, ellos, ellas, ustedes. Now let's do a quick quiz. Let me check your understanding on this. I will tell you the English, you tell me the Spanish real quick. I. You guys. Let's say in Latin America, you guys. She. We. Okay, let's shift the gears a little bit now. Let's go to articles. You may remember in Spanish 1, you had words like el libro. Well, libro is book. What's another word you had? Bandera. I used this in our last lesson. Bandera is flag, but if you want to say the flag, it's not el, it's la. Okay, that's because in Spanish, every noun has a gender. It's either masculine or feminine. And so when we say the, that the has to match in gender. Not only in gender, but also in number of the noun it describes. So el libro, masculine the, La bandera, feminine the. These words have a special name. We call them articles. Articles. Not article in a paper, just articles. Now, we also have two types of articles. We have definite articles, which is what these are. Definite articles, we use the word definite because it's defined. When I say give me the book, I assume you know which book I'm talking about because I'm saying the book. I'm not just saying give me a book, give me whatever book. I'm saying give me the book. It's defined, it's definite which book I'm talking about. El libro. Give me the flag, dame la bandera. Definite articles. Oops, let me do this. Let me change to indefinite now. Indefinite, on the other hand, means it's not defined. It's indefinite, undefined. You don't know which book it is. I'm just saying give me a book. So, I will say, instead of el libro, I would say un libro. Just like the Spanish word uno, for one, give me a book, un libro. Give me a flag, una bandera. La bandera, the flag, una bandera, a flag. These are our indefinite articles. Okay? And again, this is not a complete lesson. This is just a quick review. I'm assuming that you've already had this, so I'm going to go through it quickly. So again, our definite articles, we're going to have el with no accent, by the way. El with an accent means he. El without an accent means the. So el, the, la is our feminine, masculine, feminine. Now, if it's plural, though, you wouldn't say el libros. What would you say? Hopefully you said los. Los libros. Las banderas. I apologize, that looks not like los. Los libros, las banderas. Those are our definites. Our indefinites. Okay, we said un libro, una bandera. What if it's plural? If I want some books, I could say unos libros or unas banderas. Articles. Okay, let me give you a few questions. You tell me what they are. If I want to say the chairs, what would it be? Las sillas. Okay, if I want to say the computers, what would it be? Las computadoras. If I want to say some books, what would it be? Unos libros. What if I want to say the student and it's a girl? What would it be? La estudiante. What if I want to say some students? What would it be? Unos estudiantes. Now, if they're all female, it would be unas estudiantes for some students. Okay, that's your quick review of articles. When we talk about articles, definite, el, la, los, las. I'm talking indefinite, un, una, unos, unas. Okay, last thing to mention for today, we talked a little bit about in class, but let me do it in a review in a video. We've already talked about me gusta. It's pleasing to me. Me gusta el libro, me gusta estudiar, me gustan las manzanas, me gustan. It's pleasing to me, they are pleasing to me. We've already talked about te gusta. It's pleasing to you, or te gustan, they are pleasing to you. We've talked about those. Now the one that we mentioned today, and that I'm just going to mention briefly here, is, oh, it didn't connect there. Le gusta. To me, to you, le gusta, it's pleasing. It could either be to him, to her, or to you formal. Okay? A mí me gusta estudiar. A mí me gusta viajar, to travel. A mí me gustan las manzanas. ¿A ti te gusta leer? ¿Te gusta ¿Te gusta comer tacos? ¿Te gustan los tacos? But now if I start talking about somebody else, a él le gusta practicar deportes. A ella le gusta leer revistas. A usted le gusta usar la computadora. You'll notice that I'm not saying usted le gusta, I'm saying a usted le gusta. Is it pleasing to you? Because this le can be ambiguous. It could be to him, to her, or to usted. So sometimes we clarify it with one of these if we're not sure which one. Or if you don't want to say to him, to her, you can also say, for example, a Roberto. A Roberto le gusta jugar al fútbol americano. I can just say le gusta jugar, or I can say a Roberto le gusta if I want to clarify to whom it's pleasing. Okay, you guys, I know that was fast. Turbo lesson. Again, this is just review. I do have some other videos that go more in depth on this stuff. Perhaps I'll put a link to those or just find them on my YouTube channel. Okay, buena suerte. Adios.